exactly how we do this, so it's entirely possible that none of this is working.
Is this thing on?
Is it on? It's a very valid question, but yeah, it's.
Do I have to lean my face in closer?
Yeah, you actually sound good.
Oh, that's surprising.
I'm
the office right now.
I don't know what you did. Yeah, no, you sound good. I sound a little bit rough, probably, because I've been sick for the last week straight, because I have a child who is naturally a disease carrier. And, yeah. But yeah, it's been several weeks since we've done this because, yeah, the Thanksgiving came. Well, first you had your wedding to go to, not your wedding, as we made clear last time, but you had a wedding to go to, and then I had a brief vacation Thanksgiving weekend, so we had to skip out on that. But now we are back to quote-unquote normal. Do you remember anything about what we did last time?
Yes. Weren't we in the, oh god, what did we do last time? Weren't we in the, that monastery place?
We were for a little while, yes. We were there, and the bad guys showed up, and at the end, we drove them away. Wiegraf became a demon by the name of Belius, and Simon, as he was dying, gave us the Germanic scriptures, which is, you know, essentially well, it's not an apocryphal Bible in this universe because
it's an alternative.
Yes, it is the suppressed Bible.
Right.
So, yeah, you can take from that.
And so then after that happened, once we got that, they had taken the princess.
Well, yeah, Ovelia and Alma. Or no, actually, Ovelia is still under Delita's care. Right?
Oh, right.
But they have taken Alma.
Yes, they took Alma, and Alma had... No, she didn't. Did she have one of the...
Now that
Zodiac
I can't
Stones?
remember. Really, it doesn't matter because we're headed her direction anyway. The last thing that we did...
We're going to save her, and we realized that it's going to be an ambush. Yeah,
because we met the twins, Rafa and Marek, and Rafa came with us, and Marek knows that we have the scriptures, and this is what they want. They want some scriptures, they want some stones, they want Ramza to deliver them on a platter, and that's what we're on the way to do.
Yeah, seems like maybe not the wisest choice of action, but
it certainly is not. It certainly is not. And yeah, we're coming to real brass tacks here as these things go. So
great.
Let's first dismiss some of these guys because, you know, that's what we do. Aw, let's start off sad.
Aw.
I seem to be having significant internet issues today. I'm not 100%. Am I coming through okay for you?
Yeah, you've been coming through okay to me. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm getting reports from our stream that we're dropping a lot of frames to Twitch. Hopefully when our viewers show up, they will tell us that that is not true. It's probably true.
Who's telling you that we're dropping frames if there are no viewers?
The streaming software is telling me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's...
I see.
Yeah, that's a little obnoxious. I don't even know... Am I doing anything today?
I'm the one with terrible internet. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm really doing absolutely nothing today.
Stealing my brand. Stealing my brand.
My brand!
I'm the one with bad internet.
Yeah. But yeah, we're coming up on some fairly tricky stuff. So we're going to go through here, but I may need to do some job adjusting soon, and I may even need to retreat to Yardo to resupply before we go into the next stuff, because it really is fairly tough. Hey, there's Ovelia. See, if we just started playing, we would have known exactly what was happening.
Okay, now I am missing frames.
Say now?
I'm missing frames now.
Oh, Stamos. Yeah, I'm seeing that as well. What is going on with this? I have virtually nothing running. It's probably my new microphone. Somehow it's destroying everything.
seems like a bit of a long shot to me.
Oh, Ovelia, come on.
Is the bromance, or not a bromance, is the romance going to continue here? Uh-oh. It's an elephant face.
What? I like that.
When they jumped, it looked like they had a trunk. It was moving, but it looked like a trunk, and so I'm gonna stick to it.
Okay, I like that. I like trunks. Trunks are good.
Trunks are good. And the shoulder pads, because they're the same blue, it looks like they're ears coming off his head.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I can see it. Yeah. And this is yet another battle that was added for War of the Lions that I've actually forgotten existed, which is why I was confused for a second. Right, I like it, though. It fills in a lot of the gaps with what happens with Delita and Ovelia over time.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, clearly, it makes sense, I feel like, to add this battle and it happens after this, of course, but just because otherwise, in the last one of this kind that you mentioned, we quite a lot of time between when we get our sort of dialogue scenes with these two, so we kind of forget that they're out there or where they're going or what they're doing.
Yeah, it really does spread it out quite a bit and nicely. Now, usually these battles are not difficult either.
Right, which is, that makes them more friendly.
Especially, goodness, he's got quite the load out here. Well... I tell you, I just see no indication as to why my internet is not behaving properly today.
Seems to be doing a bit better now. I don't want to jinx it, but...
Yes, kindly don't jinx it. In any event, this battle should be over soon. Oh, goodness. Okay. Boy, I should have checked to see what Delita is equipped with in this battle, because that is a knight sword of some type. I think it's a version of Save the Queen, of which there's a couple in the game, despite it having a name that implies that it is a one-of-a-kind item. You'll run into more knight swords here pretty soon, and they are fairly serious.
Sweet. Save the Queen is great. Love to see a familiar friend there.
You'll see more than that, depending on how we play this in the near future. So.
Cool.
Kind of goes to show where the game is going to break soon, because some of them will find their way into our party, and break things significantly.
Nice.
Okay. Now we've got just a kind of battle that has very little to do with anything. It's a neat map. That's about all you can say for it.
Well, I guess that's something after all.
And we're getting to this part of the game where it's pretty easy to stop using a lot of the random characters and still go by fairly easily. So you see, I brought Luso and Agrius along with this one. Mustadio hasn't done anything in ages. Ghosts!
Oh man, so spooky. And by ye old hollow tree stump.
Indeed. And it really, this has no connection to the plot whatsoever. It's all really pointless. And it's all extra annoying because, as you may remember from a few weeks ago, undead enemies sometimes have the chance to respawn with full HP after their counter runs out.
Right.
So you can't even reliably farm them for items unless you feel like spending a lot of time on it.
Yeah, I think we don't feel that way.
No, we really don't. I mean, having brought Luso around is fun because the actual creature ghosts, the ones that are not human ghosts, they can be poached, of course. So if we can send Luso in to do the final blow on them, he will auto-poach them, and then we can buy the items later. And that's really the main nice thing about having Luso around. He's not a particularly great character, but having that inherent poach on his Game Hunter class, you know, does make him a little nicer for farming items. And there are some good items you can get from poach if you're patient. Patient and lucky.
All the sounds for ghosts are funny too.
What's
That's
that?
something all the sounds for ghosts are funny too. You get the like thing going on.
They're spooky.
Yeah.
They're like a werewolf bar mitzvah.
Nice.
Wow, that's pointless. Wow, that's also pointless. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Very interesting. Love to see that. Love to see it.
We'll see if old Luso here is strong enough to take this guy out. Yes, he is.
Did we have
Poached.
Luso in before?
Luso we got last stream.
I remember getting him, but I don't remember if we had him in the party.
No, we haven't used him in a battle yet. This is the first
Okay.
time we've used him since he was a guest.
Any reason for putting him in the party, or?
Yeah, like I mentioned, he's got, as long as he's in his default Game Hunter class, he has inherent poach,
Right.
which he just used
Right,
on that one ghost. Creatures that get poached, also, not only do you have the chance to buy items made from their skins later, they also, if they're undead like these ones are, they also can't resurrect. Once a creature is poached, it's removed from the gameplay field entirely.
Right, that's super handy. That sounds like somebody was planning ahead.
No. Not at all. It just kind of dawned on me. You know what's awesome, though? Ramza.
Yeah, that's the stuff you want to see. That
Ooh.
who I twice hit 150 damage. That's it. That's the stuff.
That was a powerful spell.
Is there a
Rafa
reason
is
why
still a
you have,
guest.
Oop. What was that? Sorry.
Rafa is still a guest. She's off on her own,
Okay.
but at least she hit the ghost rather than using her stupid sky heaven magic, which is
True.
useless, as you learned last time.
Also true.
Hate it. I hate it, Precious.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the next one I was gonna ask if she was in here because she was a party guest.
Yeah, that's...
Because I know that she joined us, but because she is going to join our party full time, right?
She will eventually, yes. Can't really say more without being spoilery, but yes, she will join up with us pretty soon. And that is the point where we will pretty much stop seeing her for the rest of the game.
Yep.
As No Name mentioned last stream, which you may or may not remember, her weaknesses turn into strengths when we do the optional dungeon, if we should choose to do that.
Right.
You know, we'll see whether we want to do that as we get closer to it. It's not available quite yet.
Right.
But, you know, we may use her at that point with some special skills to make her, you know, have a good point. But at the moment, she is, you know, really pretty useless.
Fair enough.
You know, I've just remembered something that I should have remembered before.
Oh wait, can you kill them with Phoenix Downs?
Yup.
Oh no, I feel dumb for not knowing that too, because that's
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, some Final Fantasy games definitely stick with it and some don't, but this is one that does. And you don't really run into that many undead enemies throughout the course of this game, so, yeah, it's an easy thing to forget. But thank you, Ghost, for moving exactly where Luso was, right as I moved Luso to kind of get close to you to poach it. Appreciate that much. Oh no, here we go. Here we go.
Dumb.
Well, we'll move Ramza out of the line of fire for that one, so at least the Heaven Magic won't hit him now. But will it hit anything? It did! It hit something!
Yay!
Oh, it hit something
Love to
twice!
see it. Whoa.
That's really about the best you can hope for.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind you here, so I'm...
Oh my goodness. It's like every 2 minutes this thing starts dropping frames, and I do not know why.
Yeah, I lost a lot there.
What the heck? Well, this is a very integral part of the game we have coming up here. I am unwilling to let it be sullied by these dropped frames. I find this frustrating. We may have to take a brief break. And let me kick my computers around a smidgen.
Well, you wouldn't want me to lose plot points, because as we all know, when I lose plot points, I get ornery.
This is a confusing game in the best of times. Poached!
Indeed. Nice. Super zoom out.
Oh, and Ramza gets knocked out.
Wow.
Of no matter. Yeah, man, it's like spooky.
Success. For a second, it looked like it was going to stop on 89,000. Like, sweet.
That would be nice.
Sweet.
That would be nice.
Everyone's getting
Alas.
new helms.
Alas, not today. Okay, so.
You get a gauntlet. You get a gauntlet. Wait, sorry, what is the name of the wood that we're in? The huge wood?
Yuguewood, or it's, let's see, let me think back to the original translation, and that usually gives an indication of how they want it pronounced, because those things were kind of transliterated from that. It was Yuguewood Woods in the original, so probably something like Yuguewood. Who knows? When we make things up, it doesn't really matter.
It does seem like the huge wood.
China.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's another side of the huge wood.
We are going to. I am going to kick my router and kick my computer, and then I will join you back in Discord, and we will try this again. To our viewer who just joined, you missed 20 minutes of skipped frames. Whoever you are.
Sorry, viewer. Well, you did also miss a ghost battle and some charming dialogue.
Okay. Anyway, let's try this again in roughly 5 minutes.
See you in 5 minutes. Fingers crossed again.
This better work. Okay, so the next thing we've got coming up, you know, like I said, we might find ourselves having to go back to Yardo or even further back to resupply with something, you know, protective and useful. Sure hoping not. This is a pretty tricky string of battles we've got coming up. Let's find out.
Okay, looking ominous already here.
Yeah. The sunset lighting, the people that we see, the sound, it's...
The really massive cheeks.
He is a bit of a thumb, isn't he?
Yes, very much is. Gosh, who do we know here?
So we know Formarv in the purple.
Yeah.
We know Wiegraf, of course. The two knights are just, you know, red shirts. And then this is the first time we've seen Barrington. Barrington, as you may recall from last time around, is the Grand Duke who burned down Rafa and Marek's village and then took them in as orphans and then did bad things.
Yes. Now, I'm surprised that Wiegraf is looking human again.
Yes. Well, and you may recall, it wasn't really explicitly stated, but if you remember when, what's his name? The Cardinal killed off that guy off screen, it is heavily implied that he had turned into Cuchulainn to kill Bert, that's who it was. It's heavily implied that he turned into Cuchulainn to kill Bert and then reverted back to his human form until he turned again to fight Ramza. You can kind of make the assumption that Wiegraf has that same ability.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Thanks, dude.
Is it Larg?
You know its power.
Is it Goltana? No!
Okay, who are they then? Oh.
They're Formarv
okay.
and his folks, yeah, the Knights of the Church.
Gotcha. Nothing to be worried about here.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? There's a real game of cat and mouse going on here. Having played this game before, I know who knows what and who does not. But you know, coming from your perspective, I would assume that you're a little bit curious as to actually who's bluffing who at this point.
I mean, it seems like they're both. Well, it seems like Formarv is bluffing, and that Man is.
Thumb Man. I enjoy Thumb
that's
Man.
Flattering.
How terribly convenient. I just assume that's how Thumb Man would talk, because he looks like a thumb.
No, yeah, totally.
Uh-oh.
That's absolutely how that, yep.
Poor young Isolde.
I think I might have frozen or something, because I can't see what's happening now. Oh.
What? We've dropped no frames. What have you done, my friend? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just sort of frozen.
What do you see? This is a good stream.
You know, now I see the... It just stopped for a while, but now I see the Father forgive me, and your meaning becomes clearer.
Oh, that's interesting. I see no indication of trouble on my end now, thank goodness. So, carrying on.
I wonder if it was just the Might just be the Zoom software.
Yes, perhaps. So here we go. Barrington has taken two of the stones that Isoluded collected, Scorpio and Taurus. One of those was from the monastery, of course.
Okay.
There we find out that Isolud is Vormov's kid, and Formarv does not brook incompetence.
Oof. Oh. That is us, I presume?
It is, indeed.
Right.
Creaky chair, 'cause he's a big fat thumb. Like, these two poor knights in here, they've got to be thinking at this point, oh my god, we're about to become cannon fodder, aren't we?
Well, either that or they're the people that are reporting to the other political players.
One never knows.
Wow.
Oh boy.
What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This means something.
Yeah, it's pretty clear where we're going to next.
Yes, but it's not at all clear to poor Isolud.
No, the one person in the room who is not on top of it.
Also, thunder typically is pretty ominous.
Yes. Though some impressive visuals, I will say. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The sound, too.
We'll save that in a new slot, just in case things go a little wonky. Oh boy, what are we gonna do with this mess? Let's check out what Luso's got going on here for equipment. Tell you, he might prove fairly useful in this battle. Probably, there's nothing to poach coming up, but he's got more attacking prowess than our two thieves, and that's about all we have that's leveled up properly. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give this a go. A little bit of split party action here.
Oh dear. These ones are usually hard.
I believe in this one we can bring them back together fairly quickly, should we want to. But I don't think we're going to see the need. The trickiest part of this battle coming up is that for some reason they have a knight who knows how to float. And there is a castle moat coming up, so he can just wander across the moat whenever he feels like it. And then there's also, obviously, a wall up here on top. That is a little bit hard to get to, and there's some ranged attackers coming from that.
Oh man. Not that
Now, because we've got Rafa and Marek both in the field of play again here today, now they're going to mainly focus on each other again. And it plays out kind of like at Yardo, where as soon as one of them goes critical, they'll both escape. I think.
Okay.
I'm 90% sure of that. It definitely will happen if we get Marek down to critical. I think it also happens if we get Rafa down. I don't usually have that much trouble with this battle where Rafa gets injured, but we'll see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Rafa. Some prophet you are. I think we already knew that. Idiot. Also, if I wear the book as armor, nobody will stab me.
A bold strategery.
No, that could have gone better. And again, the neat thing about the Heaven and I forget what they call it in this version. In the original version, it's called Heaven Magic and Hell Magic, I think, something like that. And each twin gets one of them. But
Right.
as you may have noticed previously, they're indiscriminate on where they hit. They pick out random squares within their range to hit. And that means as long as Ramza is targeted and standing next to this knight, there's a chance that that knight gets beat up a little bit too. Unless, of course,
Right.
he hits Ramza, oh, bugger, and then Ramza doesn't heal, and then the knight leaves. Now it's only Ramza that might get hit by it.
Oh no.
Hey, look, there's a floating knight! What an interesting turn of events. It's just so random. I mean, other than the undead monsters, I think this is the only time in the game where you actually encounter an enemy in a storyline battle that can float. Literally the only time.
Huh. Weird. It looks like the same as like a blocking sprite.
That's exactly what he's doing. But if you look closely, you can see that he is in fact, floating.
Right.
Oh,
At
that's
first I was
right.
like-
That's why Luso is useful. The default Huntcraft has Ramza's set of Squire abilities, which includes the very useful Tailwind.
Tailspin.
Yes. Also
Okay.
that. So if we bump up Luso's speed with Tailwind, and also manage to land this haste on him, he will kind of become a whirling dervish.
Into it.
Oh, and it did hit. Not bad for a 40% chance.
Sweet.
That should come in very handy, especially when Ramza is probably going to get knocked out here soon. Hopefully he auto-potions after this, or he will die. Okay, he auto-potioned, but not enough to actually restore all the HP that he just lost. And since he can't attack anybody useful at the moment, other than Mr. Guarding Knight, let's go ahead and send him backward. And we'll start tailwinding him as well. If you haven't picked up by now, one of my favorite battle tactics in this entire game is just to make sure that my team is faster than the other team. It makes any sort of war of attrition much more palatable if you have a faster team.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, especially given how long that these battles can go too, you know?
Mm-hmm. So by the time his haste wears off, we should be able to get enough turns where he's either hitting people for good damage or he is so fast that his turn counter goes haywire. And somehow he's suddenly getting more turns than other people on the board. Fantastic, Rafa. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, I stand corrected. You're off the hook for this one.
Yay.
Don't you dare. Oh, come on!
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Ah,
That one really hurts.
that is so freaking obnoxious.
Dang.
Well, she's useless for the rest of the battle now.
And we can't buy those.
No, at the moment we are stuck in the middle of a string of 3 or 4 battles. There is literally nothing we can do right now about that. So she's just going to have to fall back to a weaker sword, or we can take Luzo's sword and then stop using Luzo for the next couple battles, which is probably more of what we'll do after this battle is over. And we should have some decent weapons in stock now, because we've upgraded a few times and we have more party members than we really need to equip. So it's not going to be the end of the world, but it's certainly not unannoying.
Yeah.
If it happens again, then it's going to be extremely obnoxious. Oh, please auto potion. Thank you. I really don't like the way this is gone now. But once we get Ramza all nice and healed up, which we should get a turn, there we go, right now. That'll get him much more in fighting shape.
Love to see it.
Yes, you go ahead and punch him. Oh, you can't even punch right. Useless. This might be a bad idea also, because we only... I guess I can get my Time Mage over there to heal him, if he needs it. Excellent.
That's nice.
Yeah, how about that? Oh, look at that. Luso just got another turn. How about that?
Yeah, he's a little ridiculous at this point.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay, now I guy appears to be walking in the air.
Yeah, he is. He's got float.
Right.
He is hovering above the water.
At first I thought he was going to keep hovering like that even when he was over land.
Oh, well, he's still over water, but he will float like that when he's over land as well.
Oh.
It's a little hard to say. It's a little hard to tell. Let me tilt the screen when I get a chance here, and it'll be more obvious.
No, I can tell he's still floating, but I thought he would always float in that block posture.
Oh, no, that was an explicit
when
move that he took.
Just,
yeah.
That was just because he was blocking. It had nothing to do with the floating.
Exactly. Okay.
I thought it was like they were trying to come up with a cool...
Yeah.
for floating.
A cooler visual indicator of...
Right, exactly.
Now this battle should go considerably more easily at this point, because we've got all 2 swords up here.
Mm-hmm. All 2 swords. Yeah, that'll do the trick.
Now, one thing that we're losing by taking some of our non-special characters out of these battles is they're not getting JP, so it's going to be harder for us to get a second ninja, which is a little unfortunate.
He's a bummer.
Oh, man. That was unfortunate. We need to be a little careful of using our auto potion here, or we could also run out, as we do have 4 battles to contend with here. So we really should aim to end this a little bit more quickly. Ooh, that's bad. Okay. Now our game is that we have to run our time mage over there to bring him back to life as quickly as possible. And in the meantime, we'll just do some punching. Wouldn't be a con stream if the battles did not go badly in some way, shape, or form.
I was just gonna say, it really would be strange, frankly, if if we didn't have to resort to some weak punching.
Preparation is for idiots. And I definitely need to have some potions in stock for the next battle, because I'm going to show you the most famous and absolute dumbest tactic in this entire game. And you will figure it out immediately, because it's a variation on something that I have done in the past in other battles. But it is rather ludicrous. Quit using potions. We need those. Awesome. At some point I'm going to have to send somebody with actual power down to deal with him.
Nah, let's see how long we can keep going like this. I'm sure there's no possible way it could end up being bad.
Well, I mean, really, you know, Agrias is well armored. She doesn't have auto potion, so she's not going to waste potions. She probably could just slug it out with him for a little while and be fine. As long as he's not going to rend anything else on her. Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow, that's like 20,000 gil that we just ate.
Oh man, that really blows.
Done with this guy. Ice Brand, added effect. Hey, Chief. Die.
Please die.
Oh, or be left with exactly 1 HP. Your call.
No, they're teasing us.
Punched to death.
Dang.
Okay. If I attack with him, it's going to kill her. I might want that treasure chest, because that knight might have dropped something equivalent to what our girl Agrias has lost in this battle. So I'm going to play the odds and string this along just a little bit longer so I can get that time mage up there, those 2 squares. pick that up. And it was not useful in any way. Great. Such is life.
Womp womp.
Ramsey, you move over here, just in case that guy drops something. But, alas, it's too late. We're not going to let her get that charged attack off.
Pow!
Hey viewers, why don't you say something in the chat? Because the stream looks kind of wonky with nobody chatting.
Do we have viewers?
We do, according to Streamlabs.
Do we have a viewer other than me who has the viewer screen open? Or
Well, unless you're viewing it twice. Hey, now we have 3! See? Shut up.
Whoa.
Yeah, claws and
Welcome,
fangs.
viewer number 3,
Claws and fangs.
if you exist. No. Now mine says there's only 1 viewer.
No, I don't know. Whatever. I'll trust your thing. It's probably way more accurate. Oh.
Well, we might have lost half of our equipment, but the battle is indeed won. Is that you?
That was me typing, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, what?
Nothing. Just normal things. Chatting to yourself on the stream that you're chatting in.
Eh. Aw.
Oh, a scene. Poor Alma.
That's okay. She's about to be busted out.
Whoa. Whoa.
Claws and fangs.
Uh-oh.
No, a red shirt. Hey, Alma, does he have a good sword or a helmet?
You grab it, please.
I think this is the only time that the Bloodied Knight sprite gets used in this game, too.
Yeah, no kidding. Ooh, man, a lot more dying sounds.
Everything dies. But not everything truly lives. Okay, let us not forget to re-equip this lady. For she is in a world of hurt. What do we got? Okay, so if we take that ice brand, there we go. Coral sword will do us well enough to get us through. What else we got? Who's got this diamond helm equipped? We have 2 diamond helms equipped. I suspect that we don't need 2 diamond helms equipped. Let's see who's got it. Luso has a crystal helm. Ah, our thief has a diamond helm. We're not using her right now. Let us remove these things. In fact, let's remove all of those things. These next couple battles, a battle boots isn't really going to be useful to her. Oh, but we've got lots of elven cloaks.
Okay.
Let's make her a little bit more evasive since she just lost all of her equipment in that last battle.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now, I don't think we fight anybody again who has rend ability in the rest of the course of these battles, so it probably doesn't matter. But, you know, a little bit of extra evasion isn't going to hurt anybody. How about you, Chief? Oh, you've already got an elven cloak on. Bully for you. Now, let's double check you. Red shoes, eh? Red shoes give a +1. That's probably good enough. I'm not really too terribly worried about his evasion, because he's going to take a beating in this next battle, no matter what. It really is a matter of, you know, keeping things running and hopefully not running out of potions here.
That is always the trick in these sort of marathon battles like this.
Well, see, the thing is, this one doesn't have to be a marathon battle, but it's way easier if you make it such.
Okay.
Assuming you can survive it. That's where the trick comes in. You have to be able to survive long enough to make it a marathon.
That is a concern, yes.
Oh, you don't even know what's about to happen.
No, I really do not.
No, it's actually like the biggest spoil of anything in this game, in my opinion.
Oh,
Because anybody who's played through this game talks about this battle, is what I mean. It's not really the biggest like plot point, but... Yeah, was planning on it.
Hey, Grandpa, what have you done?
Yeah, angry guy. Who gets the first turn? It should be the ninja. And indeed it is. Prepare to be so freaking bored.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit lagged behind you, so...
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Everything is looking good on my end still.
Yeah, I think it's the internet on my end, actually.
Yeah, kicking my router and my machine in the tail seem to have done a good job. Okay, so Wiegraf jumped over the water to come to me. So I'm going to come over here.
Okay, well, that was nice of him, you know, to commit to coming to see you.
Now he is at least 2 turns away from being able to attack me, I believe, at this point. But what can we do? Let's make our ninja even a little bit faster.
That's good. I'd like to see it. Maybe a little bit stronger too.
Eventually. I tend to go with the overkill.
Start playing that.
I'm sorry?
I said, what's that Kanye song? We could start playing that. Bigger, faster, stronger.
Oh, you still can't attack me, eh? Guess that means I need to be faster.
Nice.
Oh, and because I have the ninja's inherent super good move radius, plus move +2, plus my red shoes giving me another move plus, I can move halfway across the map. And
Love it.
get another turn.
Wow, this is a little ridiculous.
It is.
And I am super into it.
I have taken, and you know, most players who have played this more than once have taken Wiegraf down without using this technique before. It's not impossible, but doing it this way really makes it almost foolproof.
And foolproof is nice.
Because once we get fast enough to be getting multiple turns, then you're exactly right. You've pegged it perfectly. Once we're getting multiple turns to every one of Wiegraf's, we can really easily win that war of attrition by switching to focus and bumping up his attack at the same time.
Right.
Usually when I get to be about speed, I don't know, I want to say it's been a long time, but I want to say once I get to about 12, that's a good time to pivot into focusing. So let's see how we're looking.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well, 12 must not be accurate because I'm already at 18. Maybe I was thinking 20.
How many times? Remind me again. How many times have you played this game?
Ooh, how many times have I played it all the way through? I would say it's easily over a dozen. It's been a very long time, though, since I've played it all the way through. Now if we wait, yep, we'll get another turn.
That's a lot. That's definitely more than what I've played FF10.
Well, depending on how you play it, this can be a much quicker game than 10 as well. It may not seem that way at the moment. Okay, so yeah, he's at speed 20. Let's, he's at speed 8. Now, let's also look at the turn list. Rams a 2 to Wiegraf's 1, Rams a 2 to Wiegraf's 1, Rams a 3 to Wiegraf's 1 in this 10. Okay. I think we can afford to start focusing now. And I'm going to wait one more time, because no matter where I move at this point, I'll probably end up in range of Wiegraf's next turn, but this will help me get even more turns from him. Okay, I guess I did not end up in his range for this one.
Oh.
So he has really screwed himself at this point. Because, let's look at the turn list. I've got 2 more turns before he gets another one. I can stand here, get another turn, focus again, stand here. Oh no, I counted wrong.
Oh,
Oh well.
no.
That's okay. And he hits for a big chunk, which is why you can't let him do that all that often.
Right.
And which is why it's really hard to go toe-to-toe with him. Unless you go this way. Or unless you're over-leveled. The first time I played this game through, I was wildly over-leveled by the time I got to this point, and I didn't encounter any trouble with it. And that's when I started seeing, you know, on message boards and such, people complaining about what a difficult battle this was. And I didn't really think about it at the time. But the next time I played through, I wasn't as leveled up. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually a giant pain in the ass.
So Wiegraf is on Formarv's side, right?
Yes, if you remember, I talked last time about a extra War of the Lions scene that we saw, where a temple knight came to Wiegraf while he was at his sister's grave and recruited him.
Wasn't it Iliad, or was it a nameless person?
It was Lawfrey, I think. I can't remember.
Okay.
But it was a Knight Templar.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right, so presumably then what's happening here is that Formarv and Wiegraf both did their transformation and just started going ape.
Yes. That is the obvious inference you can draw from that. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Since evidently this.
Uh-oh, he's got Divine Ruination. Oh no, he's got Shockwave. Okay, that's not so bad.
Okay. Since evidently, so now the Duke here does have a couple stones, but clearly just doesn't know how to use them, or something.
He hasn't figured it out yet. That's right. He has 2 that he took from Isolde.
Right.
Yeah, that's always a problem.
Ooh.
All that, and I almost kind of buggered it up here. Okay, what are we going to do about this?
Yeah, man, I can see how this could very quickly get totally out of hand.
So as long as he doesn't hit us with anything too robust, we should be able to survive this next turn. I shouldn't have taken him on from the side, on these side paths here.
Mm-hmm.
That was a mistake. Okay, this is going to kill us. So all that, and I've completely screwed it up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And well, so there's a good object lesson there. That's how dangerous this battle is. I completely jobbed it and hacked it together, and I still lost it. And I'll tell you pretty much exactly why. What I've done there is not giving myself the ability to heal myself properly, which I can't do as a ninja. I have to either choose to have the 2 swords and the speed, or I have to choose to have the ability to heal.
And we missed auto potion on.
Yeah, that never helps.
Or 2 of those, yeah.
Okay,
So
so now I gotta go back and well, now I gotta unequip her again. Right? Is it her? No, it's the other one. And then re-equip her. This time around I am going to give him an elven cloak. Might just help. Nope. Okay, so he's starting out with speed 11. That's good. We now know that as a checkpoint.
Speed 11, okay. And what, you had it at like 20, I think?
Yeah, 20 is where I stopped. Now, you might have noticed I'm picking out a full team here, but yet only Ramza shows up.
Right.
That is that's a big shock for people that are playing this game through the first time.
Clearly.
Yeah. We're not gonna watch this again. Yada yada yada.
You killed some people.
Yeah, you want to kill us. It's not about vengeance anymore. It's about the fact that I'm a freaking demon.
Yeah, once they cross over, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Once you go demon, you never go back.
Yeah.
This is also a really awesome leveling opportunity for Ramza, if you do it this way.
I can imagine.
Okay, so he went a different way this time, which is going to put me in his range more quickly. But if we do the same thing we did last time, and run over to this corner, that should cut his angle enough where he can't really get us too hard. There we go. Now he's committed back to the other side. Where if I run over here... And we're already getting multiple turns to his 1 turn because of the inherent speed bonus that the ninja and Ramza's equipment confers.
Right.
So, but that doesn't give us enough range to really get away. I think we'll take our chances and see. Okay, yeah, that's going to put him in range of a hallowed bolt, which is unfortunate. Sometimes, and this is a reason to go back to Yardo before you take all this on, but sometimes it's conducive to... excuse me. Sometimes it's conducive to go back and sell all of your high potions and replace as many as you can with X potions before this, because then when you get hit for 140 on that hollowed bolt, you get 150 back.
Right.
So, let's gamble. Okay, and that's when you don't want to gamble.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get another turn here. Okay, Ramza got to speak. The person who speaks in these battles is going to get the next turn. Nobody speaks if they have a programmed line. They don't speak until it's their turn.
Right.
which means Ramza is going to have a chance to hit him again and probably take him out right here.
Oh, wow.
Because unless, well, yeah, if Ramza gets another chance to move, which he will, because it's part of his turn, he'll get another shot. And I believe Wiegraf has something like 330 HP. We've taken 240 already. So he only has to hit with one of his two swords at this point.
Cool. Nice. Getting an interesting bit of dialogue here from Wiegraf, too.
Yeah.
On the one hand, we get the sort of, easy citation of Marx there. The religion is the opiate of the masses.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, we get the, he doesn't, Ramza says, this isn't the power of the gods, it's the power of the devils, and Ramza thinks that's going to be, potentially convincing. And Wiegraf says, I don't give a shit who
Yeah.
it came from. This is the power to write history, and that's all that I, need. I'm going to use the power.
And there you go. Succinctly put, right there.
Right. Power is power, which is not all that different from what the Duke was just saying. Upstairs a little bit ago. Of course, the Duke has less power, so he's going to die by his own words, really.
And that's kind of the interesting part about it, is because pretty much everybody who gets near these stones says this. The stones are power. I want this power. I need this power to right the wrongs that I see. The one person, or I should speak differently, the two people that don't do that, so far anyway, are Ramza and Delita.
Mm-hmm. But they also haven't, thus far at least, tried to become the monster things.
No, and I don't believe at this point in the story Delita has actually handled one of the aura sites himself, but Ramza has.
Right, yeah. I mean, the Duke has clearly not only handled them, but has tried to...
He's tried to unlock them, yeah.
Right, which is what distinguishes him from Ramza, who Ramza held it, but did not try to unlock.
Oh, yes. Ball game.
Sweet. Nice.
Boy, I guess that aura site really didn't work out that well for you, did it, Wiegraf?
Is he going to be actually dead now, though? Nope.
Nope.
That's what I figured.
Here he comes! That was the longest teleport ever.
To go to the top of the shell.
Worth noting here, Ramza does not get to heal coming up.
Woof.
So you may be thinking to yourself, okay, why did you dive in like that then? Well, it's because now's when we get the rest of our party.
Okay, I was just going to say, either it's a scripted loss or the party's going to show up finally.
Man, I love the way Belius talks in this version. It's so good.
What?
Yeah!
Who are they?
They're demons! Demons! Look out for the demons! We don't have to defeat the demons, we just have to take out Belius.
Okay.
Now, because this didn't exit the battle at all, Ramza does still have all of his buffs.
Sweet.
But he's
also missing his health.
Yes, and he's also missing half of his turn on this because he just acted, so all he can do is move and get out of the way. But he's so freaking fast that he gets another one.
Wow.
So we're going to leave him back here and let him chill out and keep focusing.
Oh, man.
Since he can't heal. But we have people here who can heal him now. So as long as Belius does not one-shot any of them,
that would be ideal.
which he can and will likely do.
I'm sure. Oof. He's got a lot of mood.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Right, because at this point it's just a story of Ramza having absurd amounts of focus.
Right. So we're gonna spread people out as much as we can to try to dodge what old Beely's got going on here.
Right. since right when you started, Ramza was the only one who was out of range to attack.
Mm-hmm.
How much damage did that do?
91.
10. Not terrible.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
And Luso's very strong, obviously.
Yeah, that helps a little more.
So
Of
now...
course, we can't be too hard on Agrias since she could use her sword.
Yeah, she's got a much weaker sword now. And now everybody should be out of range of Belius's attack at this point, I believe. Oh, but now I can't move Ramza into position. Oops.
Oh, no.
So we'll move him up here, and we will not take an action this time, so he gets that little bit of extra turn counter time.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay. Rams is so fast, he should be able to get out of the way before that attack goes off. Oh, she caught it. Oh, I guess she was directly targeted. That's okay. Yes, please. Good thing we healed him all the way up, or he would have eaten him.
Yeah, no kidding.
But he's pretty powerful now.
I will say that this does make Final Fantasy XII make a little bit more sense now.
And see, that's the irony of it, is I haven't actually played that.
It's fun. I liked it.
I'm going to get the PS4 remake of it in the near future. I've been waiting to pick it up used at some point.
No, it's a really enjoyable game. The battle system I found quite fun and quite nice looking, and really, frankly, what they do quite well in that game is world building. The environments are just so lush and vibrant. Evilise really, of course, I don't have any previous, that was the first one I played, so people who are very invested in, FFT or something may feel differently, but, Evilise really comes alive in that game.
Yeah, and that is one thing you cannot say about Final Fantasy Tactics. It really doesn't do a good job of world building outside of what you get to see as Ramza.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the moving around cities, and the sort of various different environments, be it like desert or mountain, swamp, etc., highlands, are really great. And in that game, really one of the most fun parts is the mark hunting.
Yes, I have heard
where
that.
You have to cross the different parts of the world and look around, and sometimes what you're looking for only comes out when it's raining, and only when it's nighttime, and so forth. That's really one of the most fun parts of the game, right? Because they did a really great job.
This could still go badly for us here. Yeah, that's not great. We're gonna lose the Black Mage with this one, I think. Oh no, it didn't hit him for very much. He didn't heal, but he survived it.
Wow, nice.
Okay, he's not gonna survive that one. But that's okay, because that still gives us, two people who are pretty capable of attack to maybe pull this out. I mean, we've put something like 700 damage into Belius already. He can't have much left. But he just escaped out of range of Luso. It's not fantastic. Oh, that one demon died. Interesting.
Yeah. I will say it seems that the
Oh no, he didn't die. He's critical. My bad.
Oh, okay. Right, because there's not a turn counter above him.
Yeah. Luso's just taking a beating. Okay. Okay, so if Agrius can't get in range here, we might be in trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Hope this is
She
enough.
can? Okay.
Yes!
Wow.
And you know
Wow.
what? That is still not the most irritating battle of this sequence.
Oh no. Really?
The next one can literally end before you get a turn, if you get unlucky.
Good grief.
Now, it probably won't happen because I have a ninja, and Ramza is, you know, always gonna get the first turn as a ninja because he's super fast.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a party that doesn't have fast characters in it, there is a very real chance that you can lose this next battle before you even get a chance to do anything. It's super frustrating.
Wow. Well, we got pretty lucky there. If she hadn't been able to get in range there, we would have
Yeah, we probably would have wiped on
lost
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oof. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah, do you recognize that blood?
Do I?
You
Ooh,
do.
Ooh.
That's Isolde.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Daddy killed him.
Oof. Yikes.
You
That's
do
not what you
not
wanna see.
lose the stones. Do not lose the stones.
Clearly. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously Isolde had no idea what was going on. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the most junior of the Knights Templar, and he was not privy to the overall plan.
Clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, it slew the wrong one, pal.
No, she hasn't seen any of this. She's just lying.
Oh.
She's a nun in training. She's just trying to,
Fair.
yeah. It's so sad.
Oh, he still had a piece of it.
Yeah, not sure exactly how.
Yeah, I thought it had been taken from him.
Yeah, heavy with
Just
dead.
a little while, yeah.
See, no good deed goes unpunished, Alma.
Oh no.
But wait, there's more.
Thanks, guy.
A wall?
Growling noise. Ooh.
Sounds oddly sexual in this translation.
Wow. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. But
That's not
she's just a
great
girl
sign.
in the world.
Nice.
Man,
Oh man. It's tough being a girl.
got punched.
Oh, she
She dropped the stone. Yeah, he didn't know that she had it.
Nice. Good work, Alma. Proud of you.
How many JP did we get out of that random thing? Let's find out.
Now, Josh, how long is this next battle going to take? I might have to call it quits here.
It'll be quick one way or the other. We will either win it, or we will lose it.
Okay, in that case,
Okay.
I can stay for just one more.
Nice. So Ramza got enough JP out of that to pick up dual wield, which means that now I can move him back into like a knight or some other tank class and still be able to dual wield weapons. Obviously, that carries some pretty serious implications because that means that I can go back to a class that has really, really strong weapons and still tank. Right, because I can swap out my equip heavy armor ability with dual wield instead. I'll probably keep him as a ninja a little bit longer, but that the speed bonus and the ability to pick up dual wield are the main reasons to grab a ninja. They're not really great long-term solutions, unless you have the heavy armor on them as I do right now. Time Mage could come in handy on this one if things start to go badly. But then Agrius's range also comes in handy, so we'll leave Luso at home for this one. We only picked out 4 characters instead of 5, so you can probably guess from that what that means.
We're gonna have a guess.
See, you are learning. The newbie has learned. It's wonderful.
The newbie has learned.
We could stop the stream right now. You've learned everything.
I can be taught. Uh-oh. Oh, what an interesting battle.
Thumb on a roof. Thumb on a roof.
Cool. Wow, we need to break that thumb.
You are in for a treat, my friend. You don't even know. It's beautiful. It is the I love this scene. I love it so much.
Oh no.
She brought a knife to a gunfight.
Literally, no.
Now this is grim. Oh. What a bad dude. Wow, I forgot how direct they make this scene in this translation. It is not nearly this explicit in the original.
Man.
That is God. Bad dude. Also, he's got walleye now that he's turned to look at Mark. He's a thumb with walleyes.
Ooh. Oh no.
But wait, what's this?
Whoa. What the?
Bye, sucker!
Oh, I was hoping Rafa would get the chance to do that.
No, Rafa could throw him that far.
Holy crap. Who are these people?
Well, this is Elmdore, if you remember from Chapter 1.
I don't.
And he's he's allied with Goltana. Elmdore is the guy that we saved from kidnapping way back in Chapter 1. He was Argath's liege.
Oh.
But he serves Goltana. He is outranked by Goltana. But obviously he knows of the stones and he knows of Formarv.
Right.
I do forget that this is a pretty exposition heavy, so I'll get through it as quickly as possible.
Ooh.
Elmdore's awesome because he's got the two tough women. And you see, the objective of this battle is to protect Rafa. So that's why it can be a problem if you don't get a turn early.
Clearly.
I'm not crazy about my odds of being able to hit any of these characters. So let's see what we can do. Oh, okay. I'll take that. This should be another battle where if I get any of these enemies to critical, it should be enough to end the battle. This is something you haven't seen before. Elmdore has samurai abilities, and that is the ability of a samurai.
Right.
It's essentially sword magic.
Right.
Rafa, no!
Oh,
That
man.
was a terrible choice. Her AI is god-awful. Oh, man.
Dr. Church of Facts.
The ladies are not fun to deal with. They have dual wield ability. They have one-hit KO abilities. It's yeah. This is an extremely obnoxious battle.
What is their job type?
They are assassins, special class.
Okay. Gotcha. If it's a special class, does that mean you can't be it?
No, this is not one that we can get.
Gotcha.
Hey, it hit. Probably won't matter. I would assume that she is about to die. Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, there you go. We wiped.
The traditional way for ending a stream.
Yeah, I know we timed it pretty closely because this is one that is super easy to wipe on, and we may well wipe on it again later. This is one that I'll probably try to run through a couple times and get us to a point where it looks like the battle's in hand before we stream again next week.
Gotcha. Well, we were successful in a number of battles today, though.
We were, and a number of some of the most famous battles in the whole game, so I'm glad we got to do those.
Right, yeah.
So,
And
off you go, then.
We hadn't played for a little while, so it's good that we were able to, get back into the saddle there.
definitely. Well, all right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll do this again next week.
Sounds good.
Later.
Bye.